Frosty, and here are my top movies of 2013.
Sorry guys, I didn't think Frosty would climb up from my lap and take my limelight. So rather than having his top movies of 2013, which would probably involve a lot of ice, my top pick for 2013 is the ones that I'm about to tell you guys right now. My number 3 is Parker. Parker. Most of you know Jason Statham as the transporter or as the only British guy in The Expendables. But the movie Parker is a bit different. He plays kind of a retired mafia guy who tries to go out for one last heist, for some retirement money. But the group he heists with decides they want to backstab him and take all his money. In doing so, they leave him for dead and he wants to go after them and kill them. He follows them all the way to Palm Beach to get his revenge. And before you know it, it's pretty much the end of the movie, but it was a great movie. It has a perfect balance of story and action, and generally I would say go see it. It's a great movie. And that's why that's my number 3 pick. And not too far from that genre of movie comes my number 2 pick. A movie about an awesome guy who lives an awesome life and is just generally overall awesome. And that movie is Iron Man 3. Tony Stark, let's face it, we all want to be him. But you know what? This movie was just so different. You see so much of his life that you don't really catch a glimpse of in Iron Man or Iron Man 2. He falls into a kind of deep depression, and it's just generally awesome. He makes a million suits, and he tries to fight off the Mandarin. Which, twist, I'm not gonna tell you. Iron Man 3 is a great movie, and I just love it. I mean, there was a lack of AC/DC, which I loved in the previous 2 movies, but, the movie itself, great story. I love the way it ties into Christmas in the middle of May. And overall, I'm a huge fan of Iron Man, and that's why I love the movie, which is also why it's my number 2 pick for 2013. And although this movie is about a guy in a suit, my number 1 pick isn't too far, but I wouldn't say relates too much to that movie. Instead, it's very fast-paced, and if you can say it has a very furious storyline. And my number 1 pick is Fast and Furious 6. Fast and Furious 6. Paul Walker was the protagonist for all these 6 movies. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case with the 7th one, but not much we can do about it. Let's face it, Fast and Furious 6, best Fast and Furious movie up to date. Loved it more than 5, and I love the fact that they went across the pond for this one. The fact that it's based in the UK is amazing. They used awesome cars, and cars that technically haven't come to this side of the Atlantic. I love the way the story was played out. I love the balance between story and action, and I love I love where it went. I love where it could have gone. I hate how it's gonna change in the 7th one though. But let's face it, I'm a huge gearhead, and I just love car movies in general. And Fast and Furious movies have just gotten to me ever since the first one. I love the series. Say what you want about it. It's an amazing movie and it's an amazing series. And that's why it's my number 1 pick of 2013. And that, guys, was my top 3 pick. Don't forget to watch David's and Carlos's videos and check out the podcast below to see how we actually came up with the decision. Now, wasn't that great, Frosty?
No, it wasn't. Why would you cut me off? You know what? Screw your internet!
Sorry guys, you can get a little out of hand.
I could see your mouth moving, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Parker's my number 2 pick.
It's your number 3 pick though.
Fuck!